Hello, um, welcome to my video about octopuses. This is Octo-gon, and let us pray to our eight-armed lords. Three. Biology. Part 1. Wait a minute, I need to do the intro. Oh, oh my god, I'm bad at this. The octopus is a fascinating creature. It is extremely different from humans. They are somewhat alien to what we know. These creatures that look like they are from the pages of science fiction may be smart. They may collaborate, and their numbers are growing. Some may say their numbers are growing out of control. The octopus, though peculiar, they are the subject of a lot of intense study and discussion. A quick note about plural pronunciation. Some people say octopi, but the correct plural form is either octopuses or octopodes. This word is a Greek word, not a Latin word. So, I'll try. Anyways, part 1, biology. Oh wait, God. An octopus is a cephalopod, a type of mollusk. Mollusca is an invertebrate phylum. Many of this group are, well, let's just say they're not getting a scholarship to kindergarten. In mollusca, there are snails, slugs, chitin, clams, and stuff of that sort. Cephalopods are the smartest of the bunch. They'll actually get a scholarship to kindergarten. This section will talk about the octopode's body, movement, life cycle, eating habits, and evolutionary tree. Body. As an invertebrate, the octopus has no bones. I like bananas because they have no bones. They are gelatinous and can squeeze their way into many things. As long as there is a space that is not smaller than the cartilage between their eyes, they can fit through or in it. I heard in some sources it's actually beak, but yeah. That is why the size of their dens can be lush undersea gardens or old discarded bottles. The entrances to many of their homes are small cracks that only they and the most fearsome opportunist or predator can fit through. Octopodes have more fantastical abilities. They can change shape, texture, color. It can use this power to hide from predators and stalk pet prey. They do their shape-shifting by personally controlling their chromatophores, their iridophores, and their papillae. Just check it. Okay. The chromatophores are bags of color that are squeezed open and shut. The bags either contain red, brown, or yellow, and when put together in the right combination, they make the colors on its skin. It works a bit like a television. Then, after it changes color, next is the iridophores. They reflect the light in the environment, not only making the colors more realistic, but also giving better camouflage at lower light levels. The octopus is not done yet, though. Wait, there's more. It also changes its texture with the help of the papillae. They raise these cells up and down and all around to get the desired texture. To complete the act, they may move their arms or squish down to mimic the things that are in nature that are around them. They even can change their eye color. Octopuses can effectively become invisible to their prey or predators. The octopus can use this technique for a variety of reasons other than hunting or hiding, but that topic will come up in other sections. As an invertebrate, What? Okay, never mind. As an invertebrate, the octopus has no bones. They're like a banana in that way. Uh, they are gelatinous and can squeeze their way into many things, as long as there is a space that is not smaller than the cartilage. Wait a minute, did I? Oh my god. I wrote the same thing twice. Anyways, that's besides the point. Yeah. What do you mean? Where's our... What happened here? Okay, I realized my mistake, guys. I realized my mistake. I fixed it. This is such a long... I did not... Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna skip this. They have venoms. Their tentacles are really dexterous. They can taste with their tentacles. Yeah, they can taste your emotions. They can smell you through they can taste you through their tentacles. Uh they're really strong. Uh yeah. It's not just it's like super taste. Like if someone can taste the chemicals that give you your emotions, then like I think that's super taste. But anyways, they have the mantle. Oh yeah. They manipulate objects. Did I skip all the way to movement? No. Okay. Anyways, I'm sorry. This is just me talking about octopuses. I wrote an entire script. I wrote an entire script, but like honestly, uh. Anyways, they can move things with their mantle. So the mantle is a thin, slightly cartilaginous skin that covers an octopus's organs. That's its little head thing. Like it's like that. That's that's kind of like its body. That's its body. That's not like this is its eyes, but this is its body, guys. Like that little head thing that's on the octopus, that little giant head it has, that's not like that. That's their body, guys. That's their body. They're just built different. Anyways, there's a cavity, a hollow opening called the mantle cavity inside the mantle. So there's like this hole. You can't. I think you can't see it here, but like there's just this hole in the mantle. And so when the octopus breathes, it needs to bring water in through its mantle, over its gills, and then out the other way. Out, I think, out the mantle cavity. So yeah, it's there because there's a funnel. You pull in the seawater, oxygen gets stolen from it, and then it and stuffs into the gills, and then it exhales water when it's done. So the octopus can use its breathing to basically move objects. It can take that pressure from it breathing out that water and like poof and can move things, move objects like so basically it has magical moving breath. Yeah, they can do this. They they use this thing to move things, to clean things, and for many other uses, like killing us all. Anyways, fun fact, octopods statoliths, balls of calcium that help the octopus keep its balance. If a person slices it up, as some biologists do, the person would see rings, like tree rings. Every ring means another year. Problems. Yeah, it may seem like a super being literally being able to crawl through cracks in the wall, change color, and change texture, uh, being able to shoot things with its with by exhaling. Like it may seem like a super being, but their blood they have not that good blood. You see, their blood is blue due to the copper containing hemocyanin, hemocyanin, cyanin. But cyanin, hemocyanin. Oh my God, is a bad. Hemocyanin is a bad carrier of. This is their blood. Hemocyanin is a bad carrier of. Drum roll, please. Oxygen. Their blood is bad at carrying oxygen. That's why they're tired all the time, because their blood's bad at carrying oxygen. They have 3 hearts and high blood pressure. 2 to pump blood to the gills, and 1 for the rest of the body. Their eyes are very great, though technically they are colorblind. They cannot see their own camouflaging, but they know how to do it. So we're back to talking about how super powerful they are. They can cheat the system of colorblindness through a grayscale lens, and a special technique not well understood. Some advantages of an octopus's eye to a human being is that they have no blind spot in their eyes with their ability to see, and they have the ability to see polarized light. It's an ability that other cephalopods have. They also have a parrot beak and a raspy tongue, but we can talk about that. Also, they are probably unable to hear. So yeah, that's a lot. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the blind spot. You may not know this, but human eyes, because of how our eyes are wired, we just have this giant, not giant, but a giant blind spot. So basically, there's supposed to be a little circle out of our entire 2 little circles out of our entire field of vision, or maybe it would only make 1 out of our entire field of vision where we just can't see anything. But our body knows that's not useful. That's not useful to have just a giant hole where when we're trying to see. So the brain makes stuff up. Yes, the brain makes stuff up, guys. It makes up part of your vision because there's a part of your vision where it's not real. You can't see something. Well, for people who can see. For people who can't see, you don't have to worry about this. But for people who can see, your eyes, your brain makes up stuff in your vision because there's like a hole where you're supposed to see. Like maybe the blind spot is this, but so because of, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't use that as an example, but like there's just like a spot in our field of vision where we just can't actually really see what's actually there. So our brain just makes it up. Octopodes don't have that though, because as I said before, they're just built different. Movement. Anyways, movement. The octopus has many ways to get around, and it does so in many ways. I read that wrong. The octopus has to get around, and it does so in many ways. One example of the octopus's movement options is their walking. When the octopus is on the seafloor, it walks with its tentacles. Most humans walk in a sort of pattern, 1 foot then the opposite. Octopodes do not. Though debated, octopodes seem to have no pattern as they walk. They're not like other animals. They're just not like other animals. Peculiar still. I don't know why I use such words that I can't read them. Oh, God. Peculiar still is their ability to move with their funnel, their multi-use funnel, if they blow enough water from it. You know how they can move things? They can also move themselves fast enough. Anyways, they can speed in many directions. This tactic's mostly used for getaways. When scared, an octopus would squirt an ink with melanin and say, oh, my camera's about to die. Well, not camera, but video. I'm only allowed to record in 15-second chunks, so bye. I'll be back. And we're back. Hello. Anyways, yeah, melanin and tyrosinase and other chemicals. The ink with its combination will destroy the senses of the creature it is used on, blocking its sight, smelling, and sometimes clogging the creature's gills. Octopuses have even been known to choke on their own ink. Ha! So when they're under threat, they'll use their ink and then jet away with their funnel's power. They also crawl on land sometimes. Oh God. Okay, so they also crawl on land. They slither. They do a myriad of other things into their boneless body. Sometimes they umbrella around, opening their webbing and arms in a semi-flat position. And closing, they propel themselves. The more primitive octopus species have fins that they use to swim around with. They mostly live in the deep. Life cycle. An octopus has a very short lifespan, 6 months to 3 years. But during that time, a lot is happening. The octopus is one of the fastest growing species on Earth. A lot of octopuses, a lot of octopodes start from the size of a grain of rice. How does this happen? Well, it starts from when they were babies. The octopus will start its journey of life fast and then soon dies after. When the octopus hatches, they either begin life in one of two ways. They are either planktonic or just many versions of their parents. Octopodes would scatter throughout the ocean. They'll scatter throughout the ocean, leaving their siblings and birthplace behind. When they are born, they already have the instincts to hunt and to learn. This quote is about their chance of living through childhood. The overall chance of reaching adulthood in octopuses ranges from 1 in 50 or so for the large egg species to 1,000 for the small egged ones. The intelligent octopus must hence always be on guard all the time and against everyone, said Jennifer Mather, writer of the research paper, What is in an Octopus's Mind? I don't think she's from England, so I don't know why I gave her a British accent. We're just gonna roll with it. The middle of life is hunting and surviving. Then before senility, as old age hurts the mind and it becomes destroyed. Octopodes squeeze in mating. Male octopodes are smaller than females. One website likened it to a man dating a woman the size of the Statue of Liberty in America. As well as that, octopodes are prone to cannibalism. So many males tear off their own specialized sperm-giving organ that is on the third right arm of the it's called the hectocotylus, and they give it to the female. When they do have sexual intercourse, both parties must be careful with the chance of cannibalism. The male goes off and dies a few months later, then it's time for the female to take over and care for her eggs. She first fertilizes the eggs, gets them fertilized. Then she hangs the eggs from the ceiling of her den. After that, she protects and cleans by using her funnels and oxygenates the eggs for the next 6 months. For that time, the mother doesn't leave her eggs and slowly starves. When the eggs hatch, she dies of exhaustion. Sometimes the babies go and eat their mother for nutrients, and they scatter throughout the currents of the ocean. This 6-month timeline depends on the species. Deep-sea octopuses live longer and take care of their eggs for longer. Some have been hypothesized to live for 16 years. Okay, Yeah. Some octopodes have been hypothesized to live for 16 years. Eating habits. Octopodes need to eat, and they have many methods to do so. They will try to use their parrot beak or their strong arms to open food. This is hard. Okay. If that does not work, the octopus will use its radula. Radula. It will use its radula, a rough, sharp tongue, to scrape and open the food item. Then they might use the stomach saliva acid that they can spit to melt food, or well, the stuff that's in their mouth. Finally, if all of that doesn't work, the octopus could always use its thorny organ. That's very prickly. Yeah, they have a thorny organ. Don't ask. Don't ask, don't tell, honey. This These things are weird. These things are very weird. So it is an understatement to say they eat in many ways. Octopus prey. They eat crustaceans, they eat squid, they eat oysters, they eat birds, and they eat so many other things. They also, eat their own species or other species of octopus. Yeah, they just like eating lots of things. Yes, I did say birds. Anyways, they're predators. They are eaten by many things. They eat many things, and many things eat them. Uh, Sharks, moray eels, turtles. Yes, turtles. And a lot more. Some octopodes in the very presence of moray eels, the vicious predators that always hunt them, adjust their sleep schedule to avoid them because of how evil they are. Eels are public enemy number one. Anyways, evolutionary tree. The last common ancestor between the octopus and humans is 800 million years. 800 million years ago. What were they doing back then? Playing with stones? Just kidding. It wasn't even people to play with stone. I don't know what they were doing 800 million years ago. I don't think it was any fun. Anyways, yeah, that thing is like 800 million years dead. The last common ancestor. Imagine being 800 million years dead. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage. It was some gelatinous blob-like thing. From that thing, eventually around 600 million years ago, an ancestral mollusk came about. Then that line split into two, between the single-shelled mollusks and the two-shelled mollusks. Oh, nope, back. Then okay, there were some outliers from the split that are still alive today, but octopodes evolved from the single-shelled mollusk ancestor. That line splits into two, with gastropods, snails and slugs, and on one side, and cephalopods on the other. Then the ancestor of all cephalopods, uh, their descendants were split between ammonite, the ammonites, the ammonites, whose only living remnant is the nautilus. So good job, guys. On the other side, we have the modern day cephalopods, who most likely absorb their shell into their bodies. Squid, cuttlefish, and of course, octopus. Those are all modern day cephalopods. This was in the last 175 million years, where they were truly one thing, one group. This entire time, the octopodes were evolving completely separate from humanity. And now we're going to talk about how smart they are. Yeah, they have super bodies, but they're also big brain. But the brain is not in the head, as we established before. This isn't this is not exactly just the brain. This is like everything. This is like their organs. This is like their body. This is just their arms. Their arms, their eyes, their body, guys. Anyways, intellect. Octopodes have many neurons. 500 million, to be exact. 3/5 of an octopus's neurons are in their arms. The size of its brain to body is the same ratio as some vertebrates, which is very strange. You can say the octopus is big brain, and most likely the most big brain cephalopod. Maybe more big brains than even me. The biggest the biggest brain is humans, so maybe not. Um, I was gonna make a joke, but I don't think it'll land. Anyways, it is one of the only animals to be given individual names by scientists. So they're called one Kathy and one Burly and another one Spaghetti Fingers. I don't know. They'll give them names. They don't do that with most animals. They only do that with the smart ones. It is an honor that is only given to like stuff like dolphins and chimpanzees. Anyways, yet with their self-knowledge, sensory and cognitive specialization, and social organization, octopuses could also be seen as driven by a combination of curiosity and fear. Jennifer Mather. Tales of their smarts. Stories of their smarts. Most of these stories are when an octopus is being playful or is bored. Though playful octopuses are their own struggle, there are two reasons why you don't want a bored octopus. Reason one, it may resort to self-harm when well, wait a minute. Let me start with trigger warning, self-harm. Anyways, they may resort to self-harm. When the octopus is bored and has nothing to do, they will rip off their tentacles. It presumably hurts them. Those things like that I told you 2/3 to what's the exact number? 3/5 of an octopus's neurons are spread amongst their tentacles. So I think pulling one off probably would hurt. Octopodes have been known to nurse injuries when a part of them gets hurt. It is easy for them to keep doing this, keep ripping off their arms since their arms regenerate, but it's not healthy. This may be more than just boredom at this point. They may have the ability to suffer from depression. They may suffer from the structurally different than a human brain. They do react somewhat similarly. It's the curse of being big brain. You also can get big depressed. Octopodes are usually kept alone for safety. In the past, and sometimes still now, octopodes are given nothing to do to stimulate their minds. So when you're kept alone and nothing stimulates their mind, when someone feels like they have nothing left to lose, or curiosity that has no bounds, they might want to partake in high risk taking behaviors. For an octopus, that may mean escape. Nope, not yet. When you work with fish, they have no idea they are in a tank, somewhere unnatural. With octopuses, it is totally different. It is totally different. They know that they are inside this special place, and you are outside it. All their behaviors are affected by their awareness of captivity. Professor Stefan Lindquist of the University of Guelph in Ontario. Guelph in Ontario. Lindquist. That was a quote, guys. I'm so smart. And we're back. Reason 2, the octopus might want to escape. The curious or downtrodden octopus might want to leave their tank. With their boneless bodies and high smarts, that is an easy feat. Though they are water creatures, octopodes can survive out of water for a short time. Using its skill sets, octopodes easily escape tanks to varying levels of success. Only a few octopodes make it to the water. Most either get put back in their tank or they die. In one case, an octopus got out of the tank halfway off the property. It got attacked by fire ants and was killed to death. So this is why aquariums and octopus pet owners use the puzzle and play method, as well as lock down all ways an octopus can escape. Yet they still do. In the stomachs, it's time for an eel story. In the stomachs of 212 Caribbean fish, most predatory ones have cephalopods, insect stomachs. Moray eels hunt octopodes routinely and can squeeze into their homes. Jennifer Mather says Mediterranean morays have 5% octopuses. Mediterranean morays had 5% octopuses by weight in their stomachs. Atik Sokoko et al. 2014. Purple mouth morays in the Caribbean had 12.5%, and spotted snake eels from the same area had 50%. Randall, 1967. Many of the octopus's other predators are diurnal, and eels are nocturnal. This creates a problem. An experiment also explores this. According to, I think I tried to write Mather. Maybe it's Matheret. Maybe that's a different person. What besides camouflage might an octopus do to evade these predators? When confined in a tank with a black triggerfish, an opportunistic diurnal predator, Vulgaris, a type of octopus, shifted activity to become more nocturnal, and the timing of its active periods was negatively correlated with that of the fish. Mieso, Brian Mather, and Cuba 2013. The octopus activity pattern produced near the moray was not a mirror image of this. End quote. Yeah, that quote's over now. That was one big quote. To solve this eel problem, octopodes decided to stay awake for longer times at night. If they were asleep, the eel could just reach in and pluck them out of their homes like jalapeno poppers. So the octopus just decided it was never safe and sound. The best course of action was for them to actively avoid the nighttime predator. Octopodes of Middlebury. Is that it? Okay. No, there's one more story. In Middlebury College's octopus lab, one of the scientists had to chase an octopus across the floor. It was not the first time it happened. Octopodes always try to get out. They sometimes crawl out of their cages and die, or go into other octopus's tanks, and then they eat each other or mate. And then they die. Um, Besides the occasional havoc, each octopus has its own personality. Their force of personality was strong enough to, even though they were supposed to be labeled with numbers, to be given names. Some octopodes were so supportive of the experiments, mostly following directions, while some were devastatingly stubborn. Mr. Potato Head. Okay, now look. I know that it's just Potato Head, and I'm very happy that it's just Potato Head. Well, I don't know if happy is a good word. I don't really care. I find it's adorable that a company just decided to do this. Like, that's nice. It was unnecessarily gendered. It's just plastic potato that you put things in. Um, yeah. But the time I wrote this script, it was still Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato, now it's just Potato Head hadn't come out. So I'm going to do what you're supposed to do, and I'm not gonna dead name. I'm not gonna dead name Potato Head. So unless it's like a quote. Well, I don't know. You know what? If it's a quote. Anyways, I'm not gonna dead name Potato Head. Anyways, it is always the case. Dead name Potato Head. It is always the case that octopodes do not want to be bored. So to keep this from happening, scientists give octopodes puzzles and toys to play with, and they do. When a person working at an aquarium gives the octopus there a potato head to get food out of, the octopus, after it was done eating, seemingly played with the potato head for a bit longer. And the sea star that was with the eight-armed wonder in the same tank took the eyes and put it under its armpits and started walking around, seemingly also playing. It may be true that humans don't give invertebrates in general, including the brainless ones, enough credit. The puzzle and play method has kept numerous octopodes in their tanks. Tool use. Octopodes have been known to use tools. Though tools are things many animals use, octopodes are exceptionally good with them. A good case for this is the coconut octopus. The coconut octopus. It takes coconuts, or even coconut halves, that drop into the water and makes them its portable homes. The octopus, when it was evolving, was in a lot of danger. Speed and agility mixed with camouflage was the only way they could survive. With the coconut, they had the best chance. They had the best of both worlds. They had a home they can move around with them. They have reasonable protection, and they still have all the other abilities octopodes have. Another good argument for octopus intelligence, though through tool use, not though, through tool use, is the pillow octopus's sword fighting. The male pillow octopus, unharmed by the stinging tentacles of the Portuguese man-o'-war, rips off the tentacles and proceeds to flail it at things it doesn't like. So it may be a better analogy to compare the tool to more of a whip. Stings and can still kill, while the octopus is safe from the attack at a distance. So basically, it knows it can't get hurt by the Portuguese man-o'-war. So it just rips off a tentacle and uses it to whip things. Ooh, I don't like that eel. Whip. Oh, now it's poisoned and almost dying. I don't like that person. Whip. Oh, they're sick and almost dying. That's what these things do. That's what these things do. Um, Tools do not have to be items taken or made from the environment. They can be parts of the body. For example, for the octopus, the best example is the funnel. The funnel is used for many things. One instance is cleaning. Octopodes, when necessary, will use their funnel to manipulate things like cleaning their dens. They also use funnels to push away fish that might steal their food. So they know how strong they need to push water out and in what direction they need to blast to do their objective, like taking over the world. The octopus has the brain power for days. The octopus has brain powers for days. Uh, but nothing can use their brain power if they can't effectively know their body or limits. In essence, question scientists ask is, to know others, does the octopus know itself? The answer may be very well yes. Many tests show that the octopus knows its limits and capabilities, something humans struggle with. There was a test where the octopus had to go through a hole in plexiglass. The hole was a bit bigger than the size of the cartilage between their eyes, so first the octopus put its arm through. It saw it could fit, and slowly and surely it slithered out of the hole. The scientists replaced the first sheet of plexiglass with another, which had a smaller hole. The octopus put its arms through the hole and saw it was smaller and just sat there. And it just sat there. Many other tests like this one and others show how the octopus knows its dimensions and slippery power. One test in particular, though, made people question this assumption. The octopus faced the mirror test and failed. The mirror test is a very big test for determining if something can visually recognize itself. Though just because it failed the mirror test does not mean it has no intrapersonal body. It doesn't mean just because it failed that test does not mean it has no intrapersonal and body intelligence. Many smart animals fail this test. It could just mean they don't encounter their reflection that often in the wild. Octopodes may use sight for others, but not for themselves, which leads to their extrapersonal intelligence and theory of mind. It's often debated if octopodes have a theory of mind, but it is not truly debated whether they can recognize faces. There have been experiments where octopodes were tested to see if they can memorize people's faces. They almost always were able to do so. And when they don't like people, they have been known to spray the person with their funnel. They are known to do this and in and out of experiments. A question brought up by the book The Soul of an Octopus by Cy Montgomery was, did octopuses have a theory of mind? Theory of mind is an individual's ability to guess what another is thinking based on what is said and what is done. It is an important skill that humans practice and grow every day. Teachers use it to guess how their students will think and act, or first responders may use it to see how people will act in a disaster. For another animal to have a theory of mind might be enough for it to be called intelligent, especially if it's as good as humans. This is what makes octopodes so special. They're able to differentiate between individuals, though maybe not at the familial level, still at a high enough level to have a theory of mind. Theory of mind lets people make guesses on what they are thinking. It means that the octopus's decentralized mind knows itself and knows others. Uh, um, um, this quote from Peter Godfrey Smith in his book Other Minds sums it up. If we can make contact with cephalopods as sentient beings, it is not because of a shared history, not because of kinship, but because evolution built minds twice over. This is probably the closest we will come to meeting an intelligent alien. Um, yeah, that means octopodes, so they may be different from us in many ways, like I ended that quote after I said intelligent alien, by the way. That means octopodes, though they may be different from us in many ways, like their 40-lobed brains being donut-shaped and encircling their esophagus food hole out of the majority of their 300. I already said a bunch of this. That even with all their strangeness, they may be the alien life we've been looking for. It may be the al- it may be aliens. It may be it may be that the aliens humans thought were in the stars were in the ocean all along, taking the form of the octopus. So watch out. Yeah. Okay, okay. Hello, guys. How are you? This has been a lot of talking. I've never talked this long in a YouTube video before. Anyways, part 3, collaboration. Wait, wait. The octopus is a semi-solitary. uh, The octopus is semi-solitary, so it likes to be alone. Why did I write it like that? The octopus is semi-solitary. Scientists thought for the longest time that they were completely solitary. The more studies done on octopuses, the more that statement became less true. In one study, when the one species of octopus was given the drug ecstasy, yes, they gave octopuses ecstasy, they began hanging out, possibly enjoying each other's company. Almost like two bros sitting in a hot tub, 6 feet apart, because they're not gay. Fun fact, octopuses can be gay. Interactions. The octopus is usually a loner, fighting and eating their fellow octopodes with little thought. There have been many tests, though, showing the octopus can be social and learn from other octopodes. There have also been examples of this in nature, not the magazine, in like actual nature. There's a place called Octopolis. There, a group of octopodes live together. In Octopolis, they have a social hierarchy with fierce competition. Scientists have seen male-to-male interactions and male-to-female interactions, but never any female-to-female interaction, which is strange. There may be even an entire species of social octopuses. One species gathers into groups of 40 or less and has relative peace. They build communal groups and travel around in their area. Another case of this, another case of octopuses working together is off the coast of Capri, Italy. Is it Capri or is it Capri? I I was in a production that said the word Capri, but I don't know if it's Capri or Capri. Italy, Capri, Italy. The octopodes there have now become almost the apex predator for 2 reasons. They were no longer fearful of each other and they learned from one another. In Capri, is an intense tourism business. Because of the number of people brought there every year, the octopodes had to get used to it. They stopped being shy. An octopus is usually fearful of humans and scared around their environment. Now they swim around with impunity. The loss of fear gives the octopus the ability to not be in total flight or flight all the time. When a creature's only teacher is the force of nature, and its only caregiver is not dying. A creature does not have the time to make mistakes, and mistakes are how major learning happens. Most generations of octopuses start off from scratch. Every time they are born, it's like a new species takes foot on the earth. When an octopus makes a mistake, it either learns or dies. The test for an octopus is life. There is a way around these vicious exams, the older generations teaching the young ones. When a creature learns from another who has made a mistake and learned from it, the mistake is unlikely to be repeated in the next generation. In Capri, in Capri, the different octopode, I think it's Capri. In Capri, the different octopodes, even across species, are learning from one another. They are learning how to catch prey and an assortment of other things. It seems like humans accelerated their growth into taking us over and becoming the rulers of the earth. So communication. Octopodes can communicate, though if they want to, is anyone's guess. Octopodes have 3 main ways of communication: color changing, pheromones, and tentacle motions. Octopodes are known to show emotions through color changing. They can effectively communicate their emotions through how they change, when they change, and what color they change into. It is not a language, but more just emoting. An interesting fact about the octopus is that because the octopus and other cephalopods can see polarized light, they can probably make it themselves using that. Cephalopods have their secret communication system that goes right over our heads. Another way they communicate is their pheromones. Uh, they have they have strong olfactory organs. Most smelling organs. Most scientists suspect that the male octopus finds the female by following her scent. The last way octopodes talk is by arm gesturing. They have been known to wave their arms about with another octopus. They also bobbed their heads up and down when they came to a problem they did not understand. On body movement, octopodes have many animals beat. When two male octopuses do not like each other, they presume mental up positions. It is to assert dominance over their foe. Basically T-posing, but serious. Well, T-posing is serious. Mwahaha. Anyways, it is widely used throughout most octopus species. This is a universal communication that tells other male octopuses to back off. Though not moving but impressive is the passing color cloud change. Wrong, I said that wrong. Is the passing cloud color change. It causes confusion and delay inside brains of other creatures. It makes it look like the octopus is moving when it's not. The octopus is the master of nonverbal social cues. Conservation. Oh, so much stuff. Part 4. Conservation. Octopodes are food like many species. However, they are not endangered. In fact, they are growing fast and taking over the oceans. Though even these tumultuous tentacled tyrants get hurt by humans. This section will talk about how humans hurt the octopodes and how humans help them. How humans hurt them. Octopodes are hunted for food, and that is hurting them. The most of their deaths by the fishing industry are when it is trying to catch other animals and octopodes get swept up. It kills a lot of them each year. They are not there are not only deaths by fishing. The labs are also at fault. Octopuses are invertebrates, and there are not many restrictions against doing what some may say is unethical to a dog, to an octopus. The EU, when I was writing the script, is trying to stop it. They were while I was writing the script, I don't know the the state of the laws right now, but the EU is trying to place new laws and restrictions. They're trying to get the ball rolling for governments and governmental bodies to push for invertebrate protections. How humans help them. Octopodes benefit from global warming and other human hindrances to the environment. A bold fact, but a true one. There are two reasons for this. Reason one, most octopus species need warmer temperatures for their eggs to hatch. They also need to go places they also now get to go places they never get to see because of the heat increase. Reason two, octopus predators are being taken out by overfishing. We're doing their work for them. The warmer the water, the better off the octopus is. The octopus's entire strategy for life is like a comet shooting through the sky. Live fast and die young. They only live 2 through 16 years. In that time, their entire purpose is to mate and then hatch their eggs. Anything to help them in this goal would make their numbers grow enormously. Warming of the oceans caused by climate change is doing just that. The ocean's warming makes the hatching time for octopuses faster. Not only that, octopus octopus species each have places too cold for them to live. Through the revolutionary power of global warming, that that is becoming a thing of the past. Thanks to humans, octopus foes are being removed, octopodes are hunted by, and compete with many creatures being overfished. As the animals that keep their population in check decrease, their numbers increase. This makes octopodes a giant threat and ready to take center stage. Why is this? Okay, conclusion. Octopodes have many fantastic abilities, from amazing body plans to amazing intelligence, from somewhat reliable communication, from s- from somewhat reliable communication to growing numbers. It's safe to say octopodes are a powerful force to be reckoned with. To be reckoned with. Maybe in some millennia, they could evolve into a society a bit like ours. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable that because we spend all our time looking at space, we have only explored 5% of the ocean. The octopus could have many siblings of intelligence, all aliens of the deep. There could be many other minds. Like and subscribe and comment down below. Smile. If you made it this part, post the octopus emoji in the comments. Drink water and have a nice day. Bye. Okay, bye. Bye bye.